Cairn takes climbing to the next level. This isn't one of those games where climbing is just a way to relax for a moment, holding up on the left stick while an animation carries you to the next area. Cairn is the complete opposite of that philosophy. The moments you're planted on solid ground are the calm ones. That's when you get to soak in the surrounding beauty, because the moment you start climbing, that's when the tension kicks in, the anxiety sets in. I can honestly say I've never played a game quite like this before, but is it one that I'd actually recommend? Cairn released on the 29th of January and is the latest title from Montpellier-based developers The Game Bakers, whose previous work includes Fury and Haven. Like those games, this is another experimental indie project, reasonably priced at £25 or $30 US. You take control of a rock climber named Arva, with one singular goal: to climb Mount Kami. But how you go about doing that is entirely up to you. There's no handholding here, no yellow paint guiding your path, no waypoints telling you where to go, and no quest markers spoiling the characters or the side stories that you'll discover along the way. This game is all about carving your own route up the mountain and overcoming what feels like the impossible, and it executes that idea beautifully. Cairn is all about the climb, and this is where the game truly shines. When you reach a rock face, you press square to take control of Arva's limbs. From there you can either manually control each arm and leg yourself, or let the game's built-in systems intelligently decide which limb to move next. Both options feel intuitive, and both work incredibly well. There are no preset climbing animations here. You move one hand or foot at a time, placing each limb onto the rock face yourself, with real-time physics and procedural movement. Arva's hands and feet will grab cracks and crevices if they can, or spread her palms across flatter surfaces when needed. Grip here is everything. If none of your limbs are properly anchored, her arms and legs begin to shake under the strain, and eventually she'll fall. It's this tactical approach to climbing that makes every ascent incredibly engrossing. Finding clever solutions to a lack of handholds, steep rock faces, or narrow vents in the mountain is deeply satisfying. You do have pitons, which act as mid-climb safety points that can catch you if you fall, but these are limited and they can break. Supplies are scarce, so scavenging becomes vital. You'll need to maintain your equipment, keep Arva fed, hydrated and warm, and carefully consider every decision you make, because one slip could be the end. Because of these survival mechanics, heading straight up the mountain isn't always the smartest option. Exploration becomes just as important as climbing. Along the way you'll encounter other characters, abandoned camps, and climbers who didn't survive the journey. And using what they may have left behind will be the only way that you can make it further. You can set up campsites to save your progress, cook meals, tape your fingers to improve grip, and pass time by sleeping or exercising, which also helps heal injuries. Weather also plays a major role, with high winds, freezing conditions, and even avalanches adding to the constant tension. And if all this sounds a little overwhelming, Cairn includes a strong set of accessibility options, allowing you to tailor the experience to your own playstyle, which is a great addition. Cairn is fairly light on traditional storytelling. You'll encounter short cutscenes after major milestones on the mountain where Arva interacts with other characters, climbers on the same journey, people taking shelter in the mountain, or those digging for resources. Through exploration you can also find notes left behind by climbers who didn't make it. These slowly build a sense of mythology around Mount Kami and hint at an ancient civilization tied to the mountain itself. That said, the climb is always the main focus. At certain moments the game presents you with choices, including one that directly asks whether you should abandon the climb and head back down, or continue pushing forward even when everything feels stacked against you. It's a powerful metaphor for facing impossible challenges in our own lives. And when I finally refused to give up, pushed through, and reached the summit, it was genuinely one of the most rewarding moments I've experienced in a video game in a long time. The journey felt challenging, it felt tense, and incredibly rewarding, to the point where it was almost emotional seeing it come to an end. I won't spoil what awaits you at the very top, but I will say this: it's an incredible surprise and a perfect ending to an already unforgettable adventure. From a presentation standpoint, Cairn is gorgeous. Mount Kami is beautifully crafted, this massive looming presence that's almost always in view. At any point during a climb, you can zoom the camera out to see the route that you've taken so far and scout potential paths ahead. Seeing the scale of the mountain laid out like this is genuinely stunning. Throughout your ascent, you'll encounter a cable car, ancient ruins, massive bridges, waterfalls, and towering ice spikes as you near the summit. It's all elevated further by the sound design, which reinforces the sense of isolation and danger that defines this experience. That said, performance is where Cairn does stumble a little. The frame rate can struggle at times, and when many PS5 games now offer a 60 FPS performance mode, the difference is noticeable. I did eventually adjust to it, but it's still something worth mentioning, especially early on. Overall, Cairn is a deeply engaging and incredibly well-designed climbing game. The freedom to explore and progress however you choose, combined with its intuitive controls, strong accessibility options, and excellent replay value, makes it one of the most standout indie games available right now. With a perfect ending that caps off an already memorable journey, its minor flaws are far outweighed by what it achieves. For that reason, I'm going to give Cairn a 9 out of 10. This is easily one of my favourite games I've played so far this year, and if you enjoy games built around unique mechanics, meaningful challenge, and a truly rewarding journey, I cannot recommend it enough. If you've already played Cairn, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next review. Take care.